Will the market go up or down? Should you lock in or float? Find out this and more with Master of the Markets, hosted by Barry Habib of MBS Highway. Brought to you by Paramount Residential Mortgage Group.
Welcome to another edition of Master of the Markets. I'm Barry Habib at MBS Highway. This is created exclusively for NMP TV and brought to you by our good friends at PRMG, working for your best interest. Well, last week we saw the big jobs number, but not only that, some interesting news on housing. The jobs number was better than expected, but the unemployment rate really dropped, and that sent bonds into a little bit of a retreat mode after some nice gains. Now, during the week, bonds had a bit of a rough time after some very extraordinary gains. I want you to watch a level on the 10-year Treasury that we'll be watching closely, and that is 1.29%. There's a big ceiling there, broken up down to three different factors that are holding yields at that level. If we do break above that level on the 10-year, well, then the 10-year more than likely will go to about 1.37%. That could cause some turbulence in mortgage bond pricing. And at the crux of this week will be some inflation data that always will be influential, but there's also going to be a 10-year note auction. So watch those two things carefully because that will have an influence on where rates go this week. I mentioned the jobs report. The job report was stronger than expected. Unemployment rate down to 5.4%. That's a big drop from when it was at 5.9. But the thing of it is that's driving this is the household survey. That's where we get these numbers from. And there were people that returned to the labor force, but a lot more hirings, like 1 million people hired in the month of July, mostly in the education center and hospitality. Hospitality has to do with the reopening, so we are seeing these things come back. But you know, the Delta variant that we're seeing of COVID could certainly put a change in these numbers coming up, because when these indications were taken, it was the 12th of July. That's the sample week, that week. So Delta variant in the U.S. really started to become more of a concern after that. So I think in the coming months we'll see, pray to God that this Delta variant calms down and we can stabilize things. But if it does take a turn for the worse, and if things do start either shutting down or slowing down, that could have an impact on future jobs numbers. And that's what's keeping the Fed on hold. Meanwhile, housing, we saw some interesting numbers on appreciation from CoreLogic showing year over year home prices appreciated. Get this, 17%. Man, that is super hot. It's super good if you own a home, but maybe it's a little bit too hot. You'd rather it be sustainable. But here's the thing, for all of the hand-wringing about this high appreciation and affordability for new people buying a home, what's the choice? Because guess what? Rents year over year going up 14%, and then there's a year over year increase once you got that rent of about 6%. So it's no picnic to rent, and it's tough to buy a home. So while we can complain about how it is tough for first-time home buyers to buy a home, it's also not great renting. So if they can, to the extent that you can help them, it can be a really good opportunity to purchase a home. We break down this data every day and so much more, and give you the tools to articulate it at MBS Highway. Might as well jump aboard and help yourself do more business and help more clients in a more meaningful way. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Be sure to click on the link below for your free 30-day MBS Highway trial.